like kind of the process of tuning in an analog tuner, particularly when it's late in the evening, I want to listen to a bit of classic FM or something and relax. And I mean, I've got a better sort of tuner. I've got the Myriad Z132, I think it is, but that's kind of quite a soulless affair. I think you have to, press your preset, and I quite like the process of tuning stuff in. So I went and bought this, and this is the NAD 4020A tuner. And it's, partly because it matches my other NAD stuff. I've got a power amplifier and a couple of preamps, which I'll probably do a review on at some point. And anyway, it's a fairly simple thing. As you see, you've got your on-off switch there. You've got switches for mono and stereo, or muting, FM and AM, and your tuning dial, or the tune knob. And the tuning process is pretty simple. You've got a green for being on tune, red for both sides, and there's a green stereo. Round the back, you've got a 75 ohm and 300 ohm FM input, FM aerial input. You've got an AM aerial and a socket for external AM aerial, and you've got a de-emphasis switch. Again, this is a bit sort of a lay sort of way of looking at it, but as I understand it, if you're sending out an FM signal and you're going to get interference, or it's most likely to be at the higher end of the audio spectrum. So what they do is they emphasize the higher end by pushing it up a bit, and this to sort of get it through, and this then de-emphasize it to get it back to sort of a straight line. And it's different in different countries, so you've got several options there. Anyway, I've been listening to it, and I have to say it sounds pretty good. It's got that kind of warm NAD or organic sound, but it's got a couple of problems. The first problem is that it's got a tendency to drift off, and it's quite it's kind of got to be a bit, because you can you're trying to relax, but you're waiting for it to happen. What happens is you get sort of you tuned in, you get the greens, send a signal in, so slowly you can see the red one coming on, and it drifts off, and you lose the stereo signal, and you have to get up and retune it again. And that happens about every quarter of an hour, which is getting a bit irritating to me, particularly as my old Amstrad tuner here, it's rock steady. You just tune it in, flick the AFC circuit on, and it's fine. This doesn't seem to have got a AFC circuit. If it has, it's not obviously switchable. The other problem with this is that sometimes I kind of like listening to, I'm Cornish, and I try like this to Radio Cornwall, which is quite a way away, and this isn't so good at picking up distant signals than this is. In fact, here's an example. I don't know if you can see this. Take out the aerial from this, and you kind of lose your stereo and lose your tuning. Without an aerial, this is getting a usable FM stereo signal. So this is much better at picking up distant signals, and it doesn't drift. I mean, it's got some problems. First of all, it doesn't sound as good as this, and secondly, as a kind of a health and safety point of view, you brush this, you're not going to hurt yourself, but this is kind of like a little sort of jagged edge here, which I could see could give a child a gash if they sort of put their hand against it. But when you think, according to my Hi-Fi for Pleasure S&M edition, this retailed for £46 RRP, and this was £89. So in some ways I found myself kind of preferring to use this than this, because although it doesn't sound quite as good, and the safety problem, at least I don't have to get up every quarter of an hour to retune it. Anyway, so there we go. That's the Amstrad EX303, which in some ways I prefer it to the NAD 4020A. Okay, so I hope that's been of some use to you. In fact, this is going to be the start of perhaps a string of Amstrad things, because I've got a couple of Amstrad amplifiers and receivers which are present, being deoxited, and so I'll probably do something about them in the next month or two. Anyway, hope that's been of interest. Thanks for watching.